One, two.
Vic, how you doing?
Hello, I'm very good. How are you?
Very good, Vic. You can hear me okay?
Yes, yes, perfectly. And you?
Good deal. Good. I can hear you. Great, brother. I am going to open the show and we're going to do a great interview, brother. All right?
Yeah, sure, sure. Let's
Uh,
smash it. Let's smash it.
let's do it. All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to No Cover TV's podcast. We are the show that brings you the local and the national original music from around the world, not just the United States anymore. We are all over the world, and we are just being blessed having new artists come on and letting me interview pretty much in depth like I used to. I used to when we were on TV, we let you get by with more music and a little bit of questions. Now the table's turned a little bit. I'm going to pick at you a little bit. We want to know things, and then we get to your music, okay? But we got a great show for you today. Of course, you can get a hold of me, No Cover TV at yahoo.com, or you can go to the No Cover TV Facebook page, get a hold of me there. And if you dare go to Instagram, it's not under No Cover TV, it's under Jeeper616. And I got quite a few followers. I don't know how that happens, but it happens. But anyways, it's not about me. It's about our special guest today. Vic is in the house. How are you doing, Vic? You from IMAGICA. You're from in Portugal.
Yes, I'm based in Portugal. I'm native Ukrainian, but I'm living here for about 4 years. Sorry,
4
and
years.
uh, and yeah, I'm Vic from Magica. Hugs to all.
Beautiful. I you have checked out your music and everything, and I gotta say, very incredible work you two are doing, you and David.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, and thanks for having us here.
Oh, we most definitely thank you for gracing the No Cover TV. Thank you so much. So, what I want to tell the people before I get to you, because we're going to be all over the board today. I got a lot of questions for you. So, you're a Ukrainian Portuguese cinematic arena dance metal band. Now
Sure.
that's a long phrase.
Yeah, that's a long phrase, and basically nowadays. I've been working in the media industry for 20 years, and in the name and in everything you do, there must be certain kind of storytelling, right? So
Yes.
when you read this, it must intriguing you, and that's what I would like to achieve by the genre definition.
You definitely intrigued me on quite a few things. Now, you are a film director, a singer, a songwriter. You play the guitar. I'm going to take you on a little journey like I do a lot of people. I'm going to put you on a time capsule. You like to take a little travel with me?
Sure, anytime.
All right, Vic. Let's go back to when you were about 10, 12 years old. What were you listening to and when did you decide to get into film, singing, songwriting and playing the guitar?
Oh, it's a long story actually, but
Well,
let me
let's shorten it up a little. We got 45 minutes, but yeah.
yeah, let me just break down it to small sections. Well, since my childhood, I was a kind of a kid, timid kid with a lot of imagination, and music was something which like fascinated me a lot, and at the time we were living our quite poor life after the perestroika, after the split of the USSR, in eastern
Yes.
part of Ukraine, and definitely we had a limited means of like spend money and stuff, and I didn't have any tools to listen to the music apart from what I hear. And I was lucky enough to be in a good school, and constantly were attending the ballet performances, and I was listening to a lot of music from radios and the TV. And when I liked something from the movies and from what I heard anywhere, I was trying to memorize it. I developed my kind of music memory, and it was a lot of classic music that just sounded in a like post USSR countries, just because it was there. And I was trying,
Right.
if I did like the tune, I was trying to memorize it. And once in a while I was like, okay, you go to sleep, and this tune constantly, you're constantly humming that, and uh and then you forget it for an instance, and then it's like, well, damn, what it was, and you
What was it?
started
Yeah.
to, yeah, and you started to jam on that, like to do the variations, and uh, and then later when you hear that tune again, it's not the same. So basically, I was composing from my early age.
I think David just joined. David,
Oh,
are
hi,
you there?
hi, David.
Can you hear me, David? Victor, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly, but it's an echo effect.
Yeah. I think if you can hear me, you might have to disconnect and just be me and Victor, but because we do have an echo effect right now. But
Probably it's something from the David side.
yeah, is it one David? We can still do it if you'd like. How would you want to do this? Are you going to have me and Victor do it?
Yeah, I'm still hearing you, and it's a lot of echo, so the phrases are overlapping.
Yeah, they are. They are. So, uh, can we get David to disconnect? Let's see if we can do this. Would you want me to resend you? Victor?
Hello?
Huh? There we go. Hey, Victor, you
There we
there?
go. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm still here. So yeah, let me continue with with the sentences. And yeah, sorry for the interruption.
That's just technical difficulties. I've been in the business a long
Yeah,
time
it's
too.
technical thing. It's always
Yes,
like that.
exactly. So yes, continue, my friend.
And yeah, so I was trained myself to memorize the melodies and humming to making rhythms and melodies in my head. And I was listening to a lot of music. My parents used to listen to the 70s music, uh, starting from Beatles to different kind of pop, classic rock, and pop. And but I didn't like it much. And by the time I grew up a little bit, and I afforded myself to buy a cassette player. It's a relic of the
Yes.
past already.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, when you save the battery and you use your pen to rotate it, to spin it, to save the battery life. So I've been there, kind of old school thing.
Yeah, me too.
And the first time I listened to Queen, and the first time I listened to Metallica, it was like the early albums of Metallica. I was just completely blown away. And in a parallel way, I was listening to a lot of different music. My favorite to calm myself when I was nervous, when I was, sort of uh, in a bad mood. It was always music like Enya, and
David joined.
it did calm me down, and yeah,
Okay, David, you're with us.
it's an echo again.
So, unfortunately, it'll work with you. I wish you could stay with us. So, let's see how we're going to do this, Victor.
Yeah, it's still an echo.
Yeah, I don't know. It's doing this. So we're getting a roundabout echo effect. But technical difficulties, people, it happens on podcast. It happens on TV. Oh boy, So, well, let's see how we want to do this. Victor, you want to continue and we want to do the echo effect, or does David want to leave us?
Well, David, do you hear me? David, it's me, Vic. Yeah, we're in different places, so it's close nearby, but still,
It's a big echo effect. Yeah. We're quite a few miles away. So I'd love to talk to David too.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I got questions for him too. But you're going to have to answer for David. So for David, we're going to have you hang up. Yeah,
I don't hear you.
we'll get this done. Nothing stops Big Al from doing the show. So
I'm just writing to David.
Oh, you just write to David? Sure, sure. Well, everybody out in No Cover TV podcast land, we have technical difficulties once in a while. We're talking to IMAGICA in Portugal. Portugal, people. I got Victor on the line, and we're trying to talk to David, but that's not working.
Yeah, unfortunately, for some technical reasons, probably David will leave the chat. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I regret that.
I regret that too. I really wish it would have worked out for us. So we can talk
Maybe
about
next
David.
time. Maybe next time we can join together.
We'll definitely do it next time. Yes, we have lots to cover. So
yeah, David writes to me. I hear you guys, but the system doesn't let the audio pass. So unfortunately, we need to
just have them disconnect. Yeah. There we go.
David, hugs to you, brother, and we keep in touch.
So I will talk to David. Yeah. So why don't me and you, Victor, continue on with the show, and then we'll have David.
Sure.
All right, David. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right, Victor, you're back. We're going to hit on David. David, of course, is one heck of a guitar player. Now, you're a vocalist, too.
Yes. And basically the logic continuation of that. I was listening to tons of different music from pop rock to just pop, which you can hear from the radio, like Lady in Red and stuff like that, Rod Stewart, Sting, and all this stuff. But at the same time, I felt that I lacked something. And when I first grabbed a hold of Metallica records and extreme genres of metal, like back in the day, it was like in my region at least, we were very much into Scandinavian kind of heavy metal and extreme metal bands like In Flames, At the Gates, Dark Tranquillity, also British scene like My Dying Bride, Paradise Lost, and I was completely absorbed by that. It just was something corresponded to my mood, and it's very different from anything you hear. And then from there, it started to blend.
Well, I agree that it's very different. I was hooked on European metal music way long ago and love it. I mean, the style, the veracity, the intensity, it is just incredible. And the people, the crowds, wow. I mean, I have some acts that go over there and play Germany and stuff, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Absolutely, especially considering the bands like ABBA, Aha, Roxette. Like it's all Scandinavian, Sweden, Norway, and it's absolutely unique and it's worldwide. So that just blew my mind actually, and I tried to blend in my head all these feelings from the childhood and everything else. And we're studying singing in the first class of the school, the elementary, when they just I never did any music classes before, and my music teacher just noticed I have, as she said, a perfect ear. I'm still not sure of that.
There you go. Nice.
And basically she allowed me not to attend any notes, any solfeggio classes. She just played for me piano, and I was just singing. And if she had to transpose it to a different tonality, I just did it just because I could. And I was a vocalist of the school choir for for years, as a kid.
Start somewhere. Yes, I checked you out doing the tracks for one of your songs, About Myself.
Yeah.
And I want to say you got some pipes on you. Very nice, brother. Very nice.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
And we're going to talk about some of these songs in just a few minutes because they hit me hard, and I want to talk about those in a minute. But we got other stuff to talk about. Sure. Now, Vic and David, you're Ukrainian. He's Portuguese. How does this work out? Where you two get together? How'd you hook up? And how'd you put this together? How long has IMAGICA been together? When did you start forming this?
Oh, it's a funny story. It's like I moved to Portugal like about 4.5 years ago with my family, and by that time it was just before pandemic actually, and
Okay.
I was looking for like I decided to go back to my music because like years of film directing, traveling these like 17 to 20 countries, shooting advertising and music video projects, it's like in a way it's a rock star life because you're constantly traveling, people pay for your services, and
It's
and
nice.
it's and it's like it's good in a way, it's perfect, that's something I love dearly, but at the same time it's absorbs so much time, and I felt that if I like this is the time when I'm still energetic and I like have the passion for that, and I need to go back to my music. So I decided when I moved to Portugal to find a place to rehearse, to revive the project I conceived for quite a long time. But I didn't show it to anybody. Actually, it was just I was writing at the table, like,
I'm kind
and
of
the
keeping it to yourself for a while.
exactly. And yeah, so I decided to find a place to rehearse first, like a studio or rehearsal room. And also I thought to myself that it would be nice to find a guitar teacher, guitar coach to improve my skills, and because I've never I was playing in the bands, and but yeah, I still like every every person's life is a learning process. We're constantly learning, and like to learn is to change, right?
It
So
is.
I needed to find a place and probably a guy to play with or a teacher, and I just googled it, and it was quite nearby. So I dropped in a hangar with the several studios. It was super dope for especially for a region. I didn't expect that
Nice.
quality, and that's how I met David. And he said like, yeah, what's your reason to proceed with the music and stuff? And I said like, yeah, I was a singer in the band, and we were traveling and doing gigs, and then it was a long period of time I haven't been doing music because of film directing. But I have the project which I conceived for a long time as a combination of filmmaking, music, and imagination. And I showed a couple of raw songs I did in a different periods of my life back in the day. And David
Okay.
said like, and he said like, yeah, do you look for like commence a band or something? And I said like, yeah. And he said immediately like, so I'm the band member.
That is awesome. Now, to me, it looks like you're producing your first CD EP. Are you playing out yet before you put that out? Are you playing any gigs in Portugal? I'm not sure how it works in Europe too much. I'm in America.
uh, yeah, it's also a nice question. Thank you. And yeah, we haven't been playing yet live. We
Okay.
do a lot of rehearsals in the studio, rehearsing constantly live shows and stuff. But I must admit that the pandemic changed the music industry in Europe a lot. Uh, people
Yes.
are people are more precautious, even like instrumentalists wise. Like we for almost 2 years we were trying to get the drummer, but pandemic did change it a lot. Like the drummer, which was pinpointed, super nice guy, international, and playing with the different bands as a session drummer, unfortunately flipped just because his life changed drastically during
Uh,
pandemic.
I hate to
uh,
hear that. That's happened. It happened here too. It's happened all over the world. A lot of bands unfortunately didn't survive it, and a lot of them did, and they have pulled through, and they're doing very well for themselves. And you're one of them, and you're
yeah,
going a lot. You're going
exactly.
far.
So we decided, just judging by the circumstances, we just decided to switch a little bit our intentions and aim for recording, aim for like playing together, feeling ourselves like a band. At some point we just say like, damn it, we like, let's admit the fact that session musicians or the musicians which are not willing to take part in the project, it's like something we cannot influence to. So let's
Right.
be a duo. let's be just a duo. Let's do the studio work. Let's do the tracking, the recording, and do our best, performing wise and sound wise. Of course, like we have a lot of equipment, thank God.
Uh,
So
I saw.
we don't need to pay to the studios to do the hours, you know. But still, you know, we would prefer in an ideal world to have an external producer which is supervising the sound and engineering and stuff, and just be creative. But
True.
under the circumstances, we just jack of all trades.
You kind of have to be nowadays. Now, I ask a lot of the musicians, times have changed. What do you think of all of these platforms and things where you can put your music out there and it really doesn't cost you anything? And you can kind of get some residual digital by selling your digital music. And you really don't have to play out. You can make money just making music and putting it on these platforms. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely welcome that because, like, as an independent band, not signed to the major label, still, it's definitely a plus because you can express yourself with the videos, with the shorts, with stories, Instagram, YouTube. So it's definitely a possibility. Of course, it's immensely time consuming,
It
and
is.
you must be extremely devoted to that.
Yes,
uh,
yes.
and of course it drags some powers that you might have put to the production and recording and creative. So it's
Right.
a now it's a balance in between the things you must do uh, by default. So if like again, it's like we're coming back to the band names and or genre definitions: cinematic, arena, dance, metal. So if you aiming, if you have this mindset to do music professionally, you must be aimed for getting the arena. I mean, to getting
Yeah.
as much people as possible, to be liked by as many people as possible, and that's the core of what we're trying to do. Because like there's nothing wrong in just doing music as a garage band. It's like I very much respect that with the guys. Then it's
Oh,
like
yes.
just your hobby, you know.
Oh, yeah. I promote the local and the national scene totally. I mean, the ones that have made it, I really don't have much questions for you. You made it. It's time to help the locals out because every block, every down the neighborhood, somebody's playing music, somebody's singing. I don't care what genre it is. Take a listen because that could be the next rising star. You just don't know. So be
Exactly,
very open.
exactly.
Be
And
very
what's good nowadays is I love the platform's policy because everything is based on respect mm, and self recognition. You know, like so follow for follow, for instance, for us,
yes.
it's a good thing because like, and it's strange. It's strange and weird in a way because it's developing itself. Because imagine if Metallica started like that, follow for follow in 1983 with Kill 'Em All.
Oh yeah.
Instead of doing the 3 years of gigging in San Francisco surroundings or LA, they would they would just follow for follow different bands. So what's happening here? It's like it's a unique phenomena to me because I would not follow probably many bands which are following me right now, just genre wise. But
Okay.
uh, but I'm so fascinated by the fact that, like, for instance, it's a country band from Texas, and it's a country or pop rock musician from the UK, and somehow you're not any more limited by the genre definition. So I'm a metal guy, so I'm listening only to the metal music. I was never like that, but still, when you are in a clutter of the bands which are in that direction, so you constantly follow for follow just that bands. But now
Yes.
in my Facebook group or on Instagram, we followed due to the radios, for instance, like Museboat Live, for instance. It's an amazing group of people I just discovered, and
It is.
it's a show when they play music of different genres, and we as a metal guys are in between the synth pop from Italy, from Australian country folk band, and but they are all amazing. So and what's good for me, I can tell you my perspective on that, is like normally when I'm writing and composing and in the middle of the production, I try. It's just my thing. I never listen to a lot of external music, just to be in my own shell, like crystallize the idea better and stuff like that. But that show, like shows like Museboat and different radios, they make
Right.
you, when you while you're waiting for the spin of your song, you listen to a lot of different songs, which also amazing, different genres, different artists, but all like sort of top notch approach, and really into the music and the songwriting. So it's really reviving for me in a way.
Very nice. I look at it the same way. I came up with classical, then went to the blues and R&B, and then of course the rock and metal, and then the classics, and oh boy, everything. And
Nice.
so then being in the TV business and on TV for so long, and now being on podcasts, this is just great. I love promoting the music. It is about the music, the original music. Magica, you're something else. I want to talk about some songs. We're not going to play your music right now, but tomorrow or the next day, I will do another podcast and play your music for you. Okay?
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here.
Let's talk about some songs, Victor. Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay, I got four of them I want to talk to you about. Now, your music is inspiring, it's different, it's
Thank you so
classical,
much.
it's in your face, it's beautiful, it touches you. Unbelievable. So we're going to get to each one of these now. The first one I have written down is a song, Better You.
Oh yeah.
We have, yeah, now I'm listening to this song. I've got a techno dance go beat going on here, and then you go throw metal on me. That's incredible. That I like. That was really cool. Talk to me
True.
about
Thank
that.
you very much. Basically, the idea of this song, ah, the trivia runs like that. So when COVID started, I was locked down as a film director. I was doing a raw of series of advertising spots in Saigon, Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh.
Oh,
But people call it, local people call it Saigon because of the river. And so I used the same name because I was living there for a long time. And
okay.
yeah, I was locked down in Saigon, and I was basically capsuled in my own environment because my family was here in Portugal. I was almost half a year in Saigon, living in a fancy apartment of my friend and the production owner, Laurie, and still I always travel with my guitar with the ESP LTD Iron Cross
Ah,
James Hetfield James Hetfield edition. Just not
mm-mm.
because of course I'm a, like, as every metal guy on earth, I'm a big fan of James Hetfield, but it's not just because of his name, but it just amazingly built guitar. But it's a different
It
story.
is.
I can tell about my guitars for ages.
Mine are hanging up on the wall. They're all
So
over.
yeah, and also I traveled with my small recording kits like Firehawks FX Line 6 and my Logic Pro in my on my laptop, MacBook Pro. So it's pretty much fit my bag. So that allows me to travel with that.
Good
And
deal.
and I was completely lost there, like psychological wise, and music was my way out. And I was writing constantly. I had a notebook when I constantly writing the lyrics and the hooks and everything. When I landed, they made me, like, the government made me to do the quarantine for 15 days in a small hotel room, which is from the
Oh boy.
government.
Oh,
And
great.
basically I was locked there. They brought me food and drinks, and I was just soaring in this kind of creative material.
That's awesome. Now,
uh yeah,
that's
and
great.
it's really a weird experience. Yeah, the room was tiny basically, and in the middle of the room it was a column, it was a pillar, which like almost 1 meter in diameter, and it even lessens the space there. So it was very limited space, and the imagination was the way out. And Better You is a plot line actually. I usually start with the character of my song, right? Who's the
Okay.
protagonist? And I imagine the situation. Imagine you. you a strong personality, and you basically need to survive under the circumstances, and you have the rival, and you meet on a mountain path in the middle of the winter Arctic landscape, and you understand immediately that this is the equal opponent, so you respect him already, and and you start to find, because like it's only one deer to hunt, and you must all feed your families, and
Yes.
this is a rivalry yeah, it's a sort of Jack London kind of landscape, but more post-apocalyptic, I would say.
Okay.
And and in the middle of this landscape, two people just meet together, and they have no other possibility just to fight, and they fighting all the night, and the protagonist, the main hero, just defeated the opponent, but the last words of the opponent runs like, yeah, I want you to bury me like a warrior
Um,
on the top of the hill, and make a mound of the stones like cairn in Irish and Scandinavian culture, just to commemorate me as a warrior. And basically what the protagonist does is, like, he grabs the body and go up the hill and put the stones on the body of the opponent, making a good nice mound, and he man enough to cry, because yeah, he defeated the opponent, he saved his family, but at the same time, he
respected him.
he probably lost the only possible friend that would have understood him as no one else on earth.
Hmm.
So that's the plot line. That's the drama of the song. And music wise, I just played around with different sounds on arcade, and composing stuff like arpeggiated kind of techno beats, because like I like the mix of a dance metal, dance pop metal, like Bring Me the Horizon, Rammstein, but still mix it with my own feelings, and express it in my own ways.
And I see that and I hear that. And your writing is amazing because every song, there is a story behind it. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it is terrific, every song. And
And
you are an amazing writer and vocalist, my friend.
thank you
So
very much indeed. Thank you
I
all.
want to talk.
And also speaking to David's behalf, because unfortunately he's not with us right now, technically wise. But we both, when we met, we both fans of film scores, because I'm a film
Oh,
director and it's natural for me, and I was writing pieces for this and that. And he's also very much fascinated by sound design and filmmaking and film scores. So basically, this song is a combination of uh, techno, industrial pop metal, and also the film scores parts.
great. Now, talking about David, he's one heck of a guitar player, too.
Basically, I wouldn't say two, because he's a real guitar player in comparison to
Oh my
me.
gosh. I watched him do his solo on Heaven Can't Wait, and I was blown
Yeah.
away.
Yes, and
Amazing.
it was just one of the takes, because the takes which basically made it way to the record, it's even better. We were just playing around, because normally what we do is like we really try to foster this kind of jam approach to the solos, when you're not just like, because David is a, well, he's a bloody machine of shredding. Give him a
You too.
tonality, give him the key, and you can lose David for an hour, because
Oh,
he c-
wow.
he can
He,
he can he can
he
do
set me
like
back.
64s and 32s, like, and he's just there. But we constantly try to be the melody approach to the solos as well. So
Oh, yeah.
basically, what I do is I write the solo in some instrument which is just a basic melody, and then I sing it to David while he's playing, and then we find
Unbelievable.
the right notes, and it's a very fascinating process with us.
I was watching and doing my research, and yeah, the way you two are approaching writing, putting your music together is very unique, very unique. And
Thank you very much.
I'm going to push this as far as I can push this, guys. I'm not done with you. So I want to talk about, I don't know, a couple more songs because you hit me on a couple of them. And when you hit me on the song, I got to talk about it. So
Sure.
let's go from this one right here. This is the first song I listened to, North from Heaven.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
You
a kind of an
know,
intro.
yeah, right. It was an intro, but when I listened to that, you took me back 35, maybe 40, yeah, 30, 35 years out in the desert with the Joshua trees sitting in the sand,
Yeah.
and hearing the wildlife, seeing the wild horses running, and listening
Hmm.
to that, it was like being in the wilderness native desert music scene. It was beautiful.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. I'm almost crying to hear that.
It's great. People are going to love this. That's first song I'm playing or first intro I'm playing. Unbelievable. So you hit me good. You hit me in the heart on that one. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for these kind words. And like the story behind this song is like we needed some kind of an opener, and it's pretty much immediately emerged in my head when I just imagined the album, because like we the band who aiming to play live a lot. We're not playing live yet, but it's just we just on the way.
You're
And
on the break.
yeah, and this song, this track is an opener. So imagine the all the band just appearing on the stage, and so we need some kind of an atmosphere, because it's like we are cinematic. I'm always imagining things in my head, why it's happening, why this note is here, why this chord is that color, and that sort of feeling. Uh, and this song is basically to put you into the atmosphere of this North Cold uh, expectation that brings better you the next one, because they are closely connected together, like plot wise, because
Yes.
it's not every song about the north, but this one is very northern. And I imagined like a snowfields and
Mm.
devastated, completely frozen landscapes, all dead and gone, and everything is kind of expecting for something.
You don't know what's around the corner, and it's peaceful.
Hmm.
It was so peaceful. You brought peace to my heart and my mind for that 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now I got with that other song I got to talk about myself. Beautiful ballad, beautiful vocals on that. David's ripping it up. Beautiful. Where'd you
Thank you
come
very
up
much.
with this? Was this from the heart from you? Did David write some of the lyrics? Is this all you? What's going on here?
Basically, what happens in our process of the songwriting is like I mostly writing the songs by myself, and
Okay.
I'm doing it on my logic, and I'm doing it in the. I'm not chasing the best quality, because that's a demo for us. I'm not planning to show it to anyone, just for David.
Right.
And while I'm traveling, while I'm doing something, I have an idea. I'm not a knob gig, like I'm not the guy which, like, if I don't have the perfect sound, I will crank it for hours and stuff like that. So that's why I prefer really to have it simple on my guitar processor in Firehawks FX. Just a several presets. I immediately plug and play when I have an idea, and
Beautiful. I like that. That
basically sometimes it goes with the line in your head. Sometimes it's like, as I came from a vocalist background, so it's always rhythm and melody and the structure of the song always work for me the best, instead of just being oriented on the riff. Riff also can come as a guitar player. I sometimes I go from the riff, but riff is not the song. Songwriting
no.
is different. It's like I always imagine this story in my head. Imagine you come to the grandma in the countryside, and it's grandpa guitars probably out of tune staying in the corner, and she said like, oh, grandson, you're a musician, right? Oh yeah, yeah, grandma. Can you play me and you say like, no, 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 it's riff oriented. I need to plug into the Marshall. I need to plug into the electricity to play my song. Really, if it's a real songwriting, you must be able to play your song to your grandma.
Yes, you must.
That's the songwriting for me. And coming back to Bob myself, it came from a basically from an idea of it's a true story of my old good friend and colleague in the industry. He was working as a first AD for ages, and we all loved him. And for majority of people, he was the happiest person ever. But in fact, something was eating him from the inside, and we didn't know that.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
one day, we just got to know that he committed a suicide.
I'm very
And
sorry.
and we were just stunned. It would to me it was not just a feel of loss, but it was just a drop jaw because I didn't expect that. So it's this song is, and I was reflecting on that, putting my life experience through that, and
Mm.
imagining myself on this place because I was in the dire straits as well, but I chose to live, but he did not, and
Yeah.
and
You
that
know,
was the that was the plot line which had driven me to write this song. It's just it's not the certain answer to this question. I did
right.
answer for myself, but everybody can answer in a different way.
They can, and it's something we certain bands talk about mental illness in the industry of entertainment and performers and musicians. Personally, I have had a few friends commit suicide too, and I've had to intervene on some other situations that I didn't care to. Um, I always promote take care of yourself. I mean, it's a great time being on that stage and having your fans sing your songs and pumping you up, but don't be stupid. Take care of yourself. And it takes a while to wind down. I mean, you get home at 3, 4 in the morning, you're not going to bed till 8, 9 o'clock because you're wound up because you had a great time. But don't do
Yeah.
something stupid. Live, 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 and put your music out there and inspire people, just like Victor and David are doing in Portugal with their music, IMAGICA. Check them out. Go to the platform. You're on all the platforms, aren't you? Because you're on Spotify. You're on YouTube. You're on YouTube for a little bit.
Yes, we try to cover as as much coverage as possible in terms of social media, but our life is limited time. It's only 24/7.
That's right. Live it, and do the best you can. Now let's go over here. We talked about music. Now I see you got a little press. You're doing some radio, internet radio. It looks like. MBMC top 25 chart nomination for April.
Yes, yes, sir.
Well, that's congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you very much. And it was an amazing community that we discovered together. Like we found them, they found us, and it was a it was a lot of amazing bands there for a long time already, old timers of the show, and we just came a month and a half ago or something. And
That's awesome.
what I discovered is just it's an amazing experience, and it's a beautiful and very fascinating group of people. Amazing songwriters, independent songwriters, amazing vocalists, like Jessie Galante, for instance. It's she blows my mind, and the fact that the Magica, with my humble vocals, vocal work, comes down along the line with these guys. Like to me, it's flattering and inspiring as well.
It is inspiring, and you're going to be very surprised who's going to be listening to you and knocking at your door because you guys are going far. I love it. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you very much
And
indeed.
what's nice is you take your time in every song, you write it, and you mean everything, and it's every song is just a little different. Amazing. Very good job, and props to you and David. Keep doing that great job.
Thank you very much. Till the last nail in our coffins, we will be doing that.
That's what I want to hear. Now we're at 45 minutes. We've been doing an interview. We're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit. Maybe a couple other questions. When you do go out and play, you and David, when you decide to go out and play, is there anybody out there that you would like to be on stage with, open up for, or play with?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Well, it's a nice question actually. Uh, so many musicians. I probably name five, but
All right.
it's impossible. It's like I have a long list of that. So definitely, Rammstein is one of the bands which inspired me not only by their music from my day one, but with the music videos which they do in the format of the short film with the independent storyline. And the show's amazing. And I was like lucky enough to attend one of the shows in Kiev back in the day, and it was amazing. I mean, it's one
I'm
of the
sure.
best shows I have ever seen in my life. So definitely, if I share the stage, I would be honored to be the tenth or like fifth strings or supporting artist number 10
There
opening
you
the show
go.
for Rammstein. Uh,
Well,
then
he has
then
something else.
then also like Metallica still in my heart. Of course, like it's a lot of opinions, but if you're a metalhead, even if you like, I'm more into modern metal and uh, sometimes even gent and a lot of death metal, and still mixing it with industrial, a lot of pop, a lot of synth and techno and EDM. But still, when you just newbie to the music, imagine you just born like a Lilu character in Fifth Element. You just born on this earth, and you listen to something. When you hear the first albums of Metallica, you cannot stay intact. Like you immediately get into that. So
You do.
definitely Metallica. I would share this.
Rammstein and Metallica. No,
And
we're giving
also, I would name a couple of different artists. I love Ghost a lot because they
Ghost.
mixing Ghost, so a lot of genres and so a lot of 70s and the contemporary music and the vision. Also, like if Mary Fredriksson would be still alive, would have been still alive from Roxette, which I pity a lot for the loss of her. I would definitely would share the stage with the Roxette.
Wow,
I love
that
the
would be
I,
amazing.
I love the music of the 80s and 80s, early 90s, because it's certain kind of virginity in that, like and with the rock set with the rock set, it's a super poppy tune, and once you hear this tune of any song of rock set, it's immediately an earworm, so you can humming it all the day.
You do too. It sticks with you. It plays in your head all day long.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, Victor, we're going to kind of wrap this up. I want to thank you. I wish David could have stayed and joined us, but I appreciate you speaking for David. You both are very amazing. Everybody out in No Cover TV podcast land, check Magica out. Go to Spotify. I am going to do a podcast on their music, strictly their music, so you can come back and listen to their music in a day or two. And you're going to be amazed at what you hear because it blows me away. And I can't wait to hear for much more to come because it looks like you're putting together, maybe 12 tracks on your first album?
Yeah, 12 tracks, exactly. We're still recording. And thank you very much for having us here. Good luck with your endeavors, and stay safe, stay healthy mentally and physically, and God bless you.
Thank you, Victor. And tell David hi, and thank you too for his time. Thank you, and God bless to both of you. And I will stay in touch, and I'm going to push your music as far as I can, brother.
Thank you so much.
All
Appreciate that.
right. So we're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by the No Cover TV podcast with IMAGICA in the house from Portugal, Ukraine. What do we got? Cinematic Arena Dance Metal Band. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right,
Thank you.
Victor. I'm going to talk to you soon, brother. We're out of here.
Talk to
Have
you
a good
soon.
one. All right.
Yeah. Keep it
All
up.
right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.